Welcome to 2 Minute Tuesday, where we talk platform upgrades and enhancements that give you a better buying experience and allow you to make better buying decisions while you're shopping our site. Today, we're talking new products, more about product info over in general about dual batteries. Everybody asks, what's an isolator? Where do I fit the batteries? What do I do? So today, we're going to talk about it. Roll that intro, and we'll get in it. Thanks for joining us. Today we're talking dual batteries. These are actually a couple different products we have on our site combined. We just kind of want to touch over what these different things do, how to use them, where do they go, and basically clear up some of the confusion on what it does. Okay, so basically the UTV system doesn't have an alternator. They have a stator, right? And the stator is basically your cash flow into the bank, right? Batteries are the bank. Right? So the more batteries you have, the bigger bank you have. So the longer you can run stereos and lights and all that different stuff. But the stator is what puts the cash into these banks. Okay? Depending on how much stator you have, Can-Am just went a little bit bigger on theirs. Polaris is a little different. You can do dual alternators to get more cash flowing in these. But the more bank you have, allows you to go longer before you need to kick that stator or dual alternator or that thing in to replenish these. So what a lot of people do, including ourselves on our shop builds, in that we run a dual system. The dual system basically separates your driving battery and charge to your accessory charges. And it doesn't necessarily have to be accessories on one or the other. We have a mix, right? So we take our theory and thinking is anything that needs to get us home goes on the drive battery. So I can drive home without a radio, that's fine. But I can't drive home without a winch, right? So if I'm driving home, I get stuck and the winch is on a dead battery, that's kind of useless. So we put the winch on the main drive battery. Certain LEDs are on this side, certain LEDs are on this one. So LED whips, rock lights, all the 5150 stuff we have, all goes on the accessory because we can drive home without that. Now, certain light bars in that are on the drive battery. So how we control that is when we're out riding, we use what they call an isolator. There's a lot of different isolators out there. The one we use is True Am. It is their own design, its own in-house. It's their manufacturing, their system. So what this system does is your stator is putting amps into the bank, right? And then you're drawing amps back out while you're using it. So what the stator does is it says, hey, if this is higher than a point, meaning the stator or alternators are sending voltage to this, open this switch up and share it between the two. So the alternator or stator is actually sending juice to both, okay? But once this battery drops below what is the impound in here, this shuts off. So this will just keep using, you're cranking your radio when you're hanging out there, and like the machine's not running and you're just partying, hanging out or running your LEDs just as a light show or whatever you're doing. Basically, once this starts to draw, the amperage starts to draw on this, and there's not something coming into this will switch off. So it'll disconnect these two batteries. So you'll keep playing, oh, it went dead, okay? That means you can still start the vehicle because all the starting and the drive wiring is off of here because this shut off the two batteries, right? So the moment you start it back up, the amperage starts coming back in from the stator or the alternator, this switches back over and then starts to charge this again as you're driving in that. So you could theoretically bring this back as you're driving back to turn some of that stuff back on, depending on how dead it is and things like that. So when you're shopping our site, you need an isolator to separate the dual battery setup, right? We have two different types, the same switch is in there, the two different kits. One gives you a voltmeter so you can see both batteries on your dash. That's what this is, and you get this. But both of them give you the switch itself and the wiring that goes in there to fully install it. This also goes to the ground. You got a ground between the battery and that, and then to connect the batteries together. So that gives you all the pieces to put this onto a dual battery setup. So let's talk about storage, okay? On a Razor, the Odyssey batteries, we choose Odyssey, and the reason being they're made in America. The Odyssey numbers for your primary, to upgrade your primary battery, your traditional drive battery you have in there is the PC1200. This is way bigger than what you're getting, so you're already increasing your drive amount of storage as it is by going to one of these. Your secondary that drops in next to it is the PC 925. They call it an M280L, but it's a PCM 925 is what it is. And these two also go into the X3, the Talon. And the Talon, you can use either one. Our dual battery box gives you the option to run either one, just the form fitment that you want to do. The X3, you can do a big battery upgrade, which you pull out your small OEM battery and you just put one 1200 in there. That gives you more. You could also do a battery box under the passenger seat that give you two 925s. So you could do a big battery upgrade and two 925s. So the amount of battery bank you'll have is astounding. When you're doing something like that, just make sure your stuff's always charged before you go out. We leave ours on a charger just to trickle charge it because that is a lot of power. But it gives you that amount of juice to run. So basically, that gives you a lot of different options what batteries to use. Like I said, we use Odyssey because they're made in America. True AM is the switch we use. We do have some dual battery mounts. Madigan Motorsports makes the under seat ones. NRP makes the Honda Talon ones, and more to come with them, so check out our site. We keep adding more and more mounting solutions that you have, but hopefully that gives you a little bit of info on dual batteries and what they're doing and how this is basically breaking the connection between the two so you don't kill your drive battery and kind of how we set it up. But if you have any questions or concerns, reach out to us, text us. You know, we always do have free shipping in that, cashback rewards. Always trying to improve our site. So check us out. If you need anything else, let us know. Thanks.